Hey guys, it's time for Bookoplathon. Are the rolls in my favor? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Nicole. And if you're not, thanks for sticking around, joining with me. I always appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me on this journey. So anyway, this month is September, and September brings with it Becca's Bookoplathon. For those of you who don't know, Becca's Bookoplathon is a month-long readathon, and it's set kind of to a Monopoly style game. There's a board, you roll. Instead of landing on properties, you land on book prompts. So you can choose however many rolls you want to roll. You can start out with 3, you can start out with 5, you can start out with 10. There are some rules. I think the biggest ones are if you happen to roll doubles, you have to roll another time, adding yet another book to your TBR. If you don't, like if you land on a property or you land on a prompt that you really don't have anything for, you can roll again, but now you have to double up on the next one. So I've got my board and let's get started. So here is my Becca's Bookoplathon board. I apologize for the smudges and smears. I didn't know that any kind of marker you use with this thing will just smear and smudge no matter how long you let them dry. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with our first roll. I'll be using my little lapis lazuli chakra piece here as my game piece. Go ahead and put that on the go. And let's go ahead with roll number 1. And of course I would roll doubles. Of course that would happen to me on the first roll. Let's go ahead and move those out of the way. So we've got a 4, and that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. A TBR Vet. So we're off to a fantastic start, and I rolled and got the TBR Vet. I got the TBR Vet prompt, and for that book I decided to go ahead and tackle one of the books on my 40 before 40, and that is Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. This edition is on loan to me from my mother-in-law, so thank you for letting me borrow the books that you always let me borrow. This, as you know, if you've watched my 40 before 40, if not, I will link it down in the description below. You can take a glance and see what I'm trying to tackle. These are the 40 books I plan on trying to read before I turn 40. Interview with the Vampire, I wanted to get done in September because the first week of October, AMC is putting out the new television series based on the book series. I have seen the old movie with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I've never read the book. So I want to read the book, I want to be able to watch the movie, and I want to be able to watch the show and see which one is closer to the book, which one I'm jiving with more. So I definitely wanted to make sure I somehow got this on my TBR this month. So I'm happy that I get to do it for the TBR Vet, because it has been, even though it hasn't been on my shelf, it has been on my list for many years. And for those of you who don't know, this is basically an interview that is done with someone who says that they're a vampire, which they are, and that is Louis. And this is Louis' story of how he gets turned to a vampire and kind of his life and how it goes from there. So I do want to read it. Very much acclaimed, very well-loved series. So yeah, we're off to a good start. Okay, so now we are up for our second roll. I went ahead and we're going to have to roll a 6th roll, so I added that to our list. So roll number 2. And oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, are you seeing this? A 2 and a 2 again, another double. You've got to be kidding me. And the same numbers. Really? All right, well, let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4. Pattern and text. Okay, and for the next prompt we landed on is pattern and text. This is to pick a book that has some type of pattern or pretty text on the cover, and for that I choose one of the books that is on my book haul that I will be doing shortly. I'm actually going to film it after I film this one, so you'll probably see this book again, and that is The Witch's Heart. And I chose it because, as you can see, there's like patterns of like a snake, and it looks like a wolf or whatever woven into her hair. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. Basically, Agrabah's story begins where most witches' tales end, with a burning, a punishment from Odin for refusing to provide him with knowledge of the future. The fire leaves Agrabah injured and powerless, and she flees to the farthest reaches of a remote forest. There she is found by a man who reveals himself to be Loki, and her initial distrust of him transforms into a deep and abiding love. Their union produces 3 unusual children, each with each with a secret destiny, who Angrboda is keen to raise at the edge of the world, safely hidden from Odin's all-seeing eye. But as Angrboda slowly recovers her prophetic powers, she learns that her blissful life, and possibly all of existence, is in danger. With the help of the fierce huntress Skadi, I think I'm pronouncing that right, I don't know if I'm wrong, please correct me down below, with whom she shares a growing bond, Agrabah must choose whether she'll accept the fate that she's foreseen for her beloved family or rise to remake their future. From the most ancient of tales, this novel forges a story of love, loss, and hope for a modern age. So it sounds fantastic. It's got witchy vibes, and as we're heading into fall and spooky season, I want to add that. This, I feel very much like Circe vibes from, where Circe was also a witch, but it was the Mediterranean Greco-Roman type retelling, whereas this is Nordic and Viking. So very excited for this, and this will be, like I said, the pattern text. So I'll do that. Okay, so here we are for roll number 3. Please don't let it be a double. I'm gonna start thinking these dice are jinxed. Oh my God, scared me with that 2 for a second. Scared me with the 2. Okay, so we have a 2 and a 3 for a 5, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A book published or set in 2000 to 2019. Okay, and next we've got the book prompt of published or set anywhere between 2000 to 2019. This was a little, I have a lot of books that are actually done that between those years, so this was a little bit easier for me. But once again, I'm trying to get through some of the books that my mother-in-law so kindly lets me borrow, and this was on my TBR for July, but I didn't get a chance to get to it, and that is A Clockwork Angel. This is part of the Infernal Devices trilogy that comes before the Cassandra Clare City of Bones series, and I like to read things in order, so this is kind of the first book. This is about, it's kind of set in Victorian England, kind of at the start of things. There's a love triangle, there's magic, there's witches, there are vampires. Need I say more? It's spooky season, people. We're getting in the mix. So Clockwork Angel is being added to the list, and I'm excited. Okay, so we are back for rule number 4. Oh, come on, no more doubles. And we have 9. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh my gosh, a chance card. Okay, so let's see what chance we have. And it is Eon. All right, for our 4th pick, we ended up with a chance card, and the chance card is a book that has titles on it. You pick out your chance card, pick out your title. It's already going to tell you what you want, and we got Eon by Alison Goodman. I have had this on my bookshelves for close to a year now. I've been wanting to read it. It's just, for me, a little bit daunting when I've had so many other books on there. And I guess now with the other books that I'm reading, it's time to tackle it. It's not, in comparison to the others, there are some chunky ones on here, but I think I'm going to get through them pretty quickly. So this is basically a story that is about a girl named Iona, and basically I'll just read it to you. It's pretty short. For years, Eon's life has been focused on magical study and sword work with one goal, that he has been chosen as the Dragon Eye, an apprentice to one of the 12 energy dragons of good fortune. But Eon has a dangerous secret. He is actually Eona, a 16-year-old girl who's been masquerading as a 12-year-old boy. Females are forbidden to use dragon magic, and the penalty is death. When Iona's secret threatens to come to light, she and her allies are plunged into grave danger and a struggle for the imperial throne. Iona must find the strength of her inner power and battle those who want to take her magic and her life. So I think this is Asian myth inspired, which is always fantastic. I love Asian mythology and the worlds that are just out there, dragon mythology, and so yeah, I'm really going to be looking forward to this, and then once I read this, I will probably tackle the sequel. If I like this one, I'm sure I'm gonna like this one. But yeah, so there's our chance card. Okay, moving on to roll number 5. And we have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, a Beccas Wreck. Okay, and for our next pick, I got a Beccas Wreck. So with this pick, I am going to be doing one of the favorite series that Becca likes, and that is the Fortuna Sworn series. I've already read Fortuna Sworn. I read that for August, so I'm going to be picking up the sequel to Fortuna Sworn, which is Restless Slumber by KJ Sutton. I read the first one and I really enjoyed it. So I'm curious to see how the story is going to keep going. For those of you who don't know, Fortuna is basically a nightmare. It's funny to say that because she's, she's strong and independent and she becomes a nightmare for other people, but she also is an actual nightmare. She controls people's fears and that feeds her power. She makes a deal to marry this very powerful elf or fae that she makes a deal to marry this powerful fae in exchange of trying to free her brother who's been missing for a few years. And she gets dragged down into the fae world to discover that he is the fae king. And so it's about her trying to claim power in this fae world, all while trying to free her brother. And this is going to be the second installment in that series, and I look forward to reading it. So, yay. Okay, so now we are on to roll 6. This is because we rolled that first double. And we have 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, good. Multi-perspective, so multi POV. All right, for the first of one of our double picks, I got the multiple POV perspective, which is a book that has multiple characters' points of view. And for that, I am going to pick up Electric Idol by Katie Roberts. This is part of the kind of Olympus series. I also read the first one last month, and it was pretty interesting. It was different. I was so used to reading the Persephones and Hades from Scarlett St. Clair, so this was kind of a different take on it for Electric Idol. So I'm curious to read, actually not Electric Idol, for Neon Gods. So I'm excited to read Electric Idol, which is the sequel. I'm assuming this is about Persephone's sister Psyche and her interactions with Cupid. This is based on the Cupid and Psyche myth, which is one of my favorite Greek myths of all time. This and Orpheus and Eurydice, which I think is actually another installment in this series. So I'm excited to go to that one. But I'm excited to go back to the cities of Olympus and watch their story unfurl. Okay, and here we are for hopefully our last roll. Oh my God! No! Okay, I lied. Not our last roll. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. A book with people on the cover. Okay, and for our next pick, I got a book with people or a person on the cover, and I am super excited about this one. This is one of the books that I just recently purchased. It will be on the book haul again, that I have yet to film, that will be filmed. And that is A Girl Walks into a Bar. And I was super excited about this because this reminded me of a choose your own adventure story. And if you're not familiar with these, I'm gonna date myself. Many years ago, there was a series called Choose Your Own Adventure, and it was like a fantasy adventure series. And as you read, you got to make choices in the book, and based on your choices, it would tell you to flip around in the book to go on basically your own personalized adventure. They were fun. And from the description of this, it sounds just like that. And so it is, you're at one of the hottest bars in town, all dressed up for a fabulous girls' night out with your best friend. When she cancels, what do you do now? In this novel, you make the decisions. Will you do body shots with a rock star, cozy up to the hot bartender, follow a mysterious woman to a rather unusual exhibition, investigate a suave millionaire's box of tricks, take a joyride with a buff bodyguard, or maybe what you want is closer to home than you realize? So many options, all you have to do is choose. So I was excited. So as soon as I got this, I had to look into it. And yes, it is very much like a choose your own adventure. As you can see, it says at the beginning, based on what you choose, go to which page. So this is gonna be like an adventure. I will probably read one story first, then maybe hit another book on the TBR, and then probably go back to this periodically through the month to see how many stories I unfurl and which one, which one of these ends up being my favorite. So I'm super excited for this one. Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything this time. We're just gonna roll and see what happens. We're just gonna roll. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, all right. At least, you know. All right, for my 8th roll, because I can't seem to stop rolling doubles, I decided for the fave trope category to read Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. This was on my recent book haul video that I did, which I will also link down below. And this is just basically about a girl who's the daughter of kind of a treasure hunter, and he goes missing, and so she has to band together to try to find, I don't know if it's, does she have to try to find him, or if he passed away, I'm not sure. But basically she has to team up with this old lover enemy kind of thing to try to find this possible treasure, to try to find what's going on. And so it's got romance, it's got an enemies to lovers trope, it's got maybe a second chances trope, all in with a treasure hunt. So it includes many things that I love, and I can't wait to read this one. This one has been on my list for a little, ever since it was going to come out. I found out about it and put it on my list. So that I will be reading for that. Okay, so please no more doubles. Please no more doubles. Oh, thank God, no more doubles. So this is our last pick, our ninth roll, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. An autumn themed book. Okay, I can deal with that. That I think is a good last book pick. All right, we are done. The doubles have stopped. I started this with 5 rolls, ended up with 9. It's okay. It's okay. So far, all the books that I have been picking, I have been loving, and that does not end with book 9, which for our prompt is an autumn-inspired book. I feel that's appropriate to end on, considering it's September and October is coming, and it's all spooky fall season. it's appropriate. So for my final pick, I am going to read Shadow and Ember. I felt that with the kind of reddish leaves and it looks like this kind of whitish gray bark, it kind of gave me the fallen leaves of fall feel. So I'm gonna go with it. So this is the first book in the Flesh and Fire series from Jennifer L. Armentrout. I included this as well in one of my recent book hauls. I've read her Flesh and Fire series, well, the Blood and Ash series, I'm sorry. I've read the first book in the Blood and Ash series, Blood and Ash, and I adored it. I want to get my hands on the other books so I can finish that series, but in the meantime, I wanted to satiate my Jennifer L. Armentrout books with trying this one and seeing if this is also going to be a series that I like. And this one is kind of very similar to the Blood and Ash in that you have a girl who is kind of chosen for a destiny beyond her. And she doesn't really want that destiny. She's not allowed that freedom. And just kind of the romances that come along with it. It's that she has to basically marry the primal of death, or the god of death, and that she has other plans to maybe assassinate him and take his freedom. So as I said before, I'm getting Blood and Ash vibes. I'm getting a little Scarlet St. Clair and King of Scarlet St. Clair's King of Battle and Blood vibes. All in all, it sounds really great and I can't wait. So that is basically it for Bookoplathon for me. I have 9 books. Many of them are, probably 400 to 500 pages. But because these are books that I have been highly anticipating, I feel like I might get through them quickly. We shall see. If I do get through them, I will go ahead and do an updated video or a second video with more roles on the Bookopoly board, and we'll see where we get from there. Sorry to interrupt, but I totally remembered that I'm not done with my September TBR because I need to add Cliterature Club's September book pick, and that is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is part of her off-campus series. It's book 1, and it features a girl who has a crush on this guy, and he's part of the hockey team, and she wants to get his attention, and what better way than to fake date somebody else, get his attention, maybe get him a little jealous. Only problem is the guy she's fake dating, who is kind of using her to tutor him so he can continue to play hockey, might start actually having feelings for her. So it could be a love triangle. We'll see who she ends up with, but that is going to be added on top of Bookoplathon because it is for Cliterature Club. So I just wanted to add that to the mix and let you get back to it. I will also link down below the video for Becca's Bookoplathon with all the rules and how she lays it out, her intro and everything, if you want more intro information and you want to join us while we play a little Bookoplathon. And let me know if you've read any of these books. Is there one that you think I should start off with first, or should I just read them in the order that I rolled? Also, if there's any other books you think I should be keeping an eye out for that are either going to be released this fall or just give those fall spooky vibes, send me a shout out. I am always looking for another book to add. And thank you for continuing this journey with me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.